Hello and welcome to the IT Shed. In this video we're going to look at regular expressions, So what we're looking at here is an input, so hello world, and then we're counting one Down here we have two so we're outputting 2 as an integer. So pretty straightforward. I'm going to copy the shell code here, bring it over to So I have 2 files set up, which one is and the other is test So we're going to do the 2 of these in turn. So I'm going to paste in my shell code, and what we need to do is we need to finish this function here, count, which is taking s as an argument. So this is where we're getting our input from. The user is going to be prompted to input some text here, and that's going to be brought into our function, and it's going to be returned. Our output here is going to be returned to main, and it's going to be printed from here. So as I said, we need to work on this function. Okay, to find our I'm going to use re.findAll. So I'm going to go re.findAll, because we're looking for more than one like they could be 10 or they could be 0 So find all will find all our So as usual, I'm going to do R for raw, and then I'm going to do inverted commas, and I'm going to put in here what we're looking for. We're looking for And then I'm going to do S here, because S is the string we're searching. So we're getting this string here, which is S, which is going to be brought in here, which is S. So this is our string, and this is what we're looking for within the string. So I'm going to add a third parameter, which is ignore case. So it's re.ignorecaac, ignore case. Now to find itself, we're going to have to use boundaries, and that's /b. So over the tutorial here, I just found here, this is regular expressions.info. So /b, or \b, allows you to perform whole word searches. So basically it finds the word you're looking for. You wrap the word that you're looking for in a boundary here. So /b and a /b. So here we're going to do \b for the beginning of the boundary, and we're going to do \b at the end of the boundary. And now I'm going to assign all of this to a variable. I'm just going to call the variable word. I'm going to say word, and all that's assigned to it. Now remember, we're counting how many we get, so we're going to start a variable called count, and I'm going to assign that to 0, so it starts at 0. So this here hopefully will find any or any series of in our string s here. But now we need to count them. So I'm going to start with a for loop. So for I in word, so the I is an iteration, so for I for each element in word, if word, so that's saying that if there is something there, so if is in word, then I'm going to count plus equal to 1. So plus equal to 1 is the same as count assigned to count plus 1. Remember that, you'll know that from earlier classes in this course. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to return count. So I'm going to run through this one more time. Here we have main, and we have input from user. We're getting the input, and we're calling our function here count, and now we're printing it all in one line. It's a bit confusing looking at it, but you could break it down. Get our input, call the function, and then print the function. So here we're starting count at 0. We're using re.findAll to find the word We're finding it because it's a raw string and it's encased in a boundary here. So that's saying this is the start of the word we're looking for, and this is the end of the word we're looking for, and this here is the word we're looking for. We're searching this string here, which is got from the user, and we're ignoring the case, so whether it's uppercase or lowercase, it doesn't matter. So for I in word, so for each iteration in word, if word, so if is in there, So for instance, so this is our S here that the user inputted. Thanks for the album. So for each iteration, so this is that word. So does that contain Yes, it does. Counts increased by 1. The next time it goes around, is this So is this word? Is it No. Is this No. Is this Is this No. So it stays at 1. So let's test this. I'm going to run the program. And I'm going to paste in some text. And we have 1. Run the program. I got it So now we should have 3 ohms. This and these 2. And now we have 3. So one last time I'll run it. And I'll say the IT shed. So now we have no ohms and we have 0. So the program seems to be working. Okay, the next thing we need to do is test it using PyTest. So the instructions are here within our assignment. So we've done this before in other assignments. I have test.py here, it's a blank file. So I'm going to import this function into it. So from which is our file .py, import count. So what I'm going to do here is it says here on our assignment that we have to do 3 or more functions. So I'm going to do 3 functions here. I'm going to define test count. For the moment I'm going to pass. I'm going to define test upper, which is going to just test the uppercase versions of it. And for the moment I'm going to pass. And then I'm going to define test sentence. So that's going to test a few different sentences. So you could do it any way you want, or you could do it a different way, but this is the way I'm going to do it. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to assert. So I'm asserting that the function count, when given the input that we're going to get 1. And I'm going to assert that the function count, given the input yummy, that is going to return 0. So if I do it, I'll just fix this. Now I'm going to cd into the folder, and I'm going to run PyTest. So PyTest test .py, and 3 passed. I don't know where the 3 came from, but it's passed anyway. Now I just want to test, does it get more than 1? Does it capture more than 1 ohm? So I'm going to do and I'm going to make that a 3. And clear this, run PyTest again, and we've passed. So now I'm going to test the uppercase version of it. So I'm going to say, I'm asserting that the function count given and uppercase is going to return 1, and the function count given yummy in uppercase is going to return 0. And I'm going to say that, given a small u and a capital M, yum is going to return 1. And I'm going to say yummy with a capital Y. And the rest of it smaller is going to return 0. So I'll try that again now. I'll PyTest, and we've passed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here now and I'm going to pick out a sentence. So, thanks for the album. Copy that. And now I'm going to do this test sentence function here. So I'm going to assert that count given a sentence, yum, thanks for the album. There's one yum in there, so it's going to return 1. Again, I'm going to assert that count given a sentence. I'm going to get rid of the so just thanks for the album is going to return 0. And again, I'll just copy this. I'm going to say thanks for the album, and I'm going to go capital capital capital. That should return 3. And I'm going to say capital yummy, thanks for the album, and then here small should return 1, and 2 should return 2. So run PyTest, and we've passed. Okay, we seem to have passed everything. Everything seems to be working okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check 50. Copy that here. Paste it in. So it looks, yep, confirmed, all greens. So it works. So this is the IT Shed. Thank you for joining me, and hopefully I will see you in another video soon.